Welcome to this week's workshop where we're going to go through what's new for June 2024. Welcome, my name is Julie Brody. I am the Director of Measurement for MeasurementMarketing.io. I've been building actionable dashboards for a really long time and eventually started teaching measurement marketing to people just like you. And actually, myself and my amazing team are still doing this for our own clients as well as teaching. So if you have any questions, we always love a good puzzle to solve. So reach out to us. We'd love to help. As you go through this workshop, as for any other training, we always encourage you to do the one thing rule, meaning don't try to grab everything we're about to throw at you and try to implement everything today. You're going to make yourself crazy. Let's not do that. So instead, how about you grab one thing that you can take and implement today and then come back, watch us again, and get something else. So let's go ahead and go into what's new for June 2024. And as always, we're going to kick off with Google Analytics 4. Here inside of Google Analytics, we do have several updates that we want to go through. And here we are actually inside of our reports and we have two different comparisons. And I just chose these comparisons right here to kind of show you what the heck we're talking about when we say comparisons. So one of the updates that we now have is that if you are an administrator, you have the ability to do something called create a new one. And again, this is if you are an administrator, not just a regular user or anything like a read only or anything like that. You have to be able to administrator. And you can come in here and create a new comparison. So let's say you wanted to test or compare landing page versus landing page or something else, or you wanted to compare a very particular type of traffic source versus another very particular type of traffic source. You would be able to go through and do that here with the comparison. You can also access this through your admin. So if we hit up the admin button and under data display and we see comparisons, we see the same little icon. Thank you, Google, for icons. And we have this blue button that says new comparison. By the way, don't you just love that they use different verbiage? This one says create new and this one says new comparison. So just be aware that sometimes it's a little bit different verbiage, but it's the same concept. And then once you have that, you'll be able to compare your data across all of your reports that you wanted to be able to compare to. The other super cool, fun, amazing update that we have with inside of Google Analytics 4 is we have this option to share the report and send emails to our different team members. So you can send it as different options depending on what it is you want to send it to them. You can send it to and schedule those emails so you can send it to them daily, which is really useful if there is something that maybe you're not using something like Looker Studio, you're still putting everything in spreadsheet, which is perfectly fine. You can have this email to somebody and they can do all kinds of cool stuff with spreadsheets with the data in their own way. So that's one way you can do that. The other new update within Google Analytics 4 is, I don't know why this was not a thing before, but now you can export to Google Sheets, because before it was PDF and download, but now it's an export to a Google Sheet. If you head back to this schedule an email, and you'll notice that our only two options are the PDF and CSV. So you don't have the Google Sheet option there, but you do have it as the download option. So just be aware that maybe one day emailing it as a Google Sheet will be a thing. Who knows? But you can now download as a Google Sheet. So this is exciting that we can finally do that. Up next, we do have another update inside of our report screen. I switched screens just to make it a little bit easier to see this, and that is this day, week, and month option. Also another really good one, and it still only looks at this date range, and so when we come to month, it is only looking at, as you can even see, I'm not going to move my mouse, but you can see where it says 08-31, because it's telling us it's only grabbing those dates for May. And then if we come over here to June, it's saying, hey, I'm only grabbing these first few days of June. And so that's just be aware that it still looks at this one. So if you want to do week over week, you have to be kind of cognizant of, okay, what is the week? And it looks like it. So it's saying the 8th through the 11th. I'm going to go to my handy dandy calendar. So it's saying that is a Wednesday through a Saturday. So my guess it is a Sunday. Yeah, Sunday through Saturday are the weeks here. And as of right now, there's not a way to adjust that. But maybe one day there would be to be like, you know, as we can at Looker Studio, like week starting Monday or something like that. But it is just nice that we have this. Also, one quick note, this, they fixed it quietly. This was an issue. So if I wanted to say Google traffic before, you know, even months ago, before, this would not change. And it was so frustrating because you wanted to be able to see the ebbs and flows of it, of whatever you're filtering by doing that. So this one was fixed pretty quietly, but I'm really glad that it's also fixed because this is makes it a lot easier to see what it is you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to filter and see that. Otherwise, you were just seeing this stuff still, and it was not very useful or helpful. So I'm glad they did that. Now, another amazing update that's actually just really, really recent, just a day or so old, is we now have this ability inside our real-time reports to see users in the last 5 minutes, and we have this minute-by-minute breakdown. That was not something we had before inside of GA4. I guess there was a number of just enough people that said, hey Google, we want that piece back, because it really allowed us to kind of troubleshoot as we were implementing things, what was going on, was the site even turned on, all of that stuff. So that is another really nice update that we have here. Coming up next, let's talk about what's new inside of Looker Studio. So here we are in one of our demo reports, and actually I got to go to the copy of so we can actually edit it. And I'm just grabbing a table because it's the easiest way to show this, and we're going to go to Style, and then we're going to click on this option to say Show Title. And this is our update. We are now able to kind of give customized titles. So as you can see here, we have these little things where we're actually forcing the title to be up here above, where we have device category, daily trend, all these things. We now have the ability, so if I'm going to go medium traffic, I can now go through, I can change the font, I can bold it, I can change the, you know, how big the font is, and I can even put it at the bottom, if that makes sense. I can center it. So there's little options you could do here. I kind of really like that we're able to, you know, put some color behind it. So then there's things that we can do down here if we really, really, really wanted to be able to kind of do that with the different color options on the tables. But this is just an option that if you wanted to be able to do that, if you're building a new dashboard and you don't have titles, that could be an option for you. All right, with the other Looker Studio updates, I want to bring over my other screen, and I'm going to pull this up just because this is something kind of new, a little bit micromanagey, but maybe there's a really good case for this. So as your organization's administrator, so even though I could be an admin in Google Analytics or something, but this is the organization's administrator. So this is your Google organization's administrator. In our case, that's Mercer. And so Mercer can now run searches and take action on Looker Studio log events. So you can review. So this is just one of those things that but the organization's administrator can do these things. I don't know how useful this is as the organization's administrator, because most of the time the people that are organization administrators are not the people that need to be micromanaging or keeping an eye on these things. Maybe at my level as director, I want to see what everyone else is doing, and I need to make sure that we're doing certain things. But obviously there's lots of other ways to do that as opposed to this. So just want to let you know that this is a thing. it may not be as useful yet, but maybe they'll kind of get some feedback and adjust this in the future. So just wanted you to know that this is a thing. Something else that I wanted to make sure that you can see visually, that we do have some new partner connectors inside of the Looker Studio gallery. So if you are interested in any of these, make sure that you check them out. And there are some other updates that kind of go from looking at their other product, Look ML and to Looker Studio. Some of these things have not quite been rolled out yet. They have just been released, but they have not been completely rolled out to everybody. So as soon as we're able to demonstrate that for you, we can, but it's very similar to what you already have with the drill down and other types of things. And then the other super amazing, cool, fun thing, they brought back a community. Like way back in the day when we were all first getting started in the Google world, there was the Google Plus community, and that's how we all used to talk to each other. And so it looks like they are bringing back the Googles of the community for, at least for Looker. So this team, Looker team, is doing this, and you can kind of go through and see their different questions and what's going on here. And if you want to get involved in that, just help out, answer questions, or see what other people are doing, it's always a great thing to do. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what's new in other platforms, and specifically Microsoft Clarity, because this one's kind of big. Like, I'm excited. I did not think this was going to be possible big, but they did it. So let's take a look. Inside of Microsoft Clarity, we now have the ability to do funnels. Yes, funnels. And so here's what one of them looks like. It's only a two-step funnel. So here is the people that start the journey. So this is the first step, and here is the number of users that get to the second step. And here is their conversion rate, and we're only looking at the past few days. And it's taking some medium time to convert. It's taking about 40 seconds to fill out an opt-in form. So that's kind of nice. But it's kind of neat that, like, maybe if we had a video or something else, like I'm going to do for some clients, I'm like, how long does it actually take them to do that? That is actually really cool that we're going to be able to do that. And that is just, hours old of this feature. So if we go to our settings, and we have all these things on the left-hand side, we go to our funnels, and this is where we can create a new funnel. And we can do it by smart events. If you're not sure what a smart event is, we have another video out there, a whole course out there for you to kind of guide you through all things Microsoft Clarity, and it includes smart events. So make sure you check that out. But basically, it's a way for you to give your own signals to Clarity about certain things happening. We use Tag Manager to do that. We did that for this one. So if we wanted to finish out our Ask, Consider, and Transact, our ACT or ACT, we would be able to do that, and we finish that out here, and we can build a user journey with that. You can also, and I'm so glad, you can do it with page visits. Pro tip here, because a lot of us have parameters and other things that are being done at the end of the URLs, I would encourage you to make sure that you choose contains, or starts with technically could work too, but I think contains is usually the easier one to use and just a little bit more inclusive. So that way you're not accidentally excluding steps when you go through here. And we'll have a completely separate video on this particular option, the new funnel thing inside of Microsoft Clarity, to give a whole lot more details. But as I mentioned, this is just like hours old and less than a few days. And so that way it's still kind of new and fresh, and we're still playing with it. But as we learn more, we'll definitely create a separate one for it. But I just was so excited. I wanted you to be able to know about that. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and I'm also going to show you something that just maybe you haven't been paying attention. Maybe you haven't watched your Microsoft Clarity. I just thought this was interesting. So we have our content insights as part of our dashboard, and I really love that we can still hover on our little eyes for information. It tells us exactly what it is, and so we can understand exactly what these different definitions are. The thing that caught my eye, which is interesting, serious readers are 20% of the serious readers are from Edge, which so if you come in here, serious sessions where a user viewed 4 or more articles. Obviously, we're a membership site, so we have lots of different lessons and sessions and topics and those type of things. So people should be viewing more than one. And so I just thought it was funny. But if we look at the last 3 days, it's saying only 5 sessions in this case are serious, and it's including weekend time. So that kind of makes sense that not many people are serious over the weekend. But of these 5 sessions, it sounds like one of them are from Microsoft Edge. No idea why they think that's interesting, but I just thought it made me laugh that there's somebody out there, one of our members, that was over the weekend using Edge. And so if I change the dates to the last 30, and we can look at this and go through like, hey, we're still using the Edge. Am I going to do anything with that at this time? Absolutely not, because we have so many of our users that are using Chrome or some sort of version of it, or Safari. And as you can see here, this a teeny tiny amount that uses all of the others. And so we're not going to dive into that. Another note about the funnels that you may have noticed is you can say, I want to see the people that didn't reach this step and show me the heat map of those, or show me the videos of those, which I think is really, really neat. So again, we'll make a separate video for that to kind of walk you through all of that. Now, what's new with the Measurement Marketing Academy inside of our membership site? So let's go ahead and poke around there. So inside of your membership site, we are actually going to go to our toolbox first. This is the free stuff. This is the things that if you have a Toolbox membership, this is the things that you're going to be able to get for free. And we have been slowly going through and updating some of our tools. So if you haven't already been poking back here, just kind of do that, and you'll notice some of the tools have been updated. We're not rearranging the order as they've been updated, so just kind of go through and check those out. And everything's going to be updated over the summertime here. And so if you haven't seen something in a while, might want to go ahead and check that out. Now, we also have a new course, or an updated course for you, I should say, not new, updated course for you, and it's Win BigQuery Basics. Manisha went through and really made it more accessible and for what we have now. Now we know BigQuery is this thing we really should be using in conjunction with GA4, and since most of us are like, that's too complicated for me to use, she made it a lot easier for us to understand, so we can get what we need to get done with BigQuery and then stop worrying about it. So if you haven't already gone through the course, I encourage you to do so, or at least watch the first lesson to know a little bit more about it. And what we are telling with all of our students is they absolutely should be watching it, go through the course, so that they can at least have an intelligent conversation, because you're going to get questions about cloud storage. You're going to get questions about things like this, and you don't want to be caught off guard or you don't want to look stupid in front of people. So even if you don't want to touch it, you don't want to touch it for a year, I encourage you to go through it so that you at least have that knowledge and you're not caught off guard and you have a better understanding. So that's my pro tip for you, so you can be ahead of the game and look amazing in front of whoever it is you're trying to look amazing from. Clients, stakeholders, bosses, all those things. So what was your one thing? Remember, not supposed to grab all the things today. You're supposed to grab one thing, apply it, and then come back another day, another week, or another month, and watch us again and get something else. So what was it? We'd love to hear about it in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you back every single month. The first Wednesday of the month, we're going through the what's new, so we can go through what's been happening the last 30 days or so, and we are going to always keep you updated, especially with those free tools. And if you really enjoy having a marketing strategy kind of things, we hinted at a little bit throughout as we're going through some updates. But this is what we call our measurement marketing framework. If you need that strategy, if that's the piece that's missing for you and you want more details on this, this is actually a free course back there inside of our Measurement Marketing Academy. It's part of the Toolbox membership you just heard about. So if you want to know more about that, or you want to just see what else is back there, go ahead and go to measure.tips/Get Academy and see which option is best for you, the free option, or do you want to just dive in and go to those courses, go to that BigQuery course, or all those other courses you heard about, Clarity, all of the other ones, to learn more and level up your measurement skills. And if you have any questions, just let us know. We're always happy to help. So that's what's new for June 2024. We'll see you next time.